YouTube as a platform is a dream for people like me. I hate commercials, I hate to waste time on shows I don't really like. YouTube gives me the chance to go to find all the information I want, regardless the subject, regardless the time. Hi guys and welcome to the channel. If this is your first time to the channel, we're talking about credit cards, points, finances and travel. If this is something that interests you, please like this video, subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. I will get back to you as soon as I can. Like all of you, I have many interests, but I have a specific focus on what I really like when it comes to wasting or investing my time on entertainment. YouTube is my #1 option. Truth be told, I'm spending a little too much time maybe on YouTube, but I can't help it. The vast amount of information you can get on any subject is just incredible to me. It's not so long ago, in my mind at least, that I had to do homework for school and I had to find information and I had to go in big libraries and find little text on the subject I really wanted to talk about. And that was the end of it. And now you watch full videos, seeing the real thing tested. Guys, YouTube is the most incredible platform there is, really. So without any further ado, let's start and see which are my favorite channels. I love watches. Watches is a disease. Like really, once you get bitten by the bug of watch collecting and watches in general, you see the art that goes in it. Maybe they just have such a good marketing up there in Switzerland that I'm buying into that concept of artistry and nostalgia of the old world and the good times that will never come back with all the technologies that we have today. But I just love watches, and I love mechanical watches. I love, everything that has to do with that craft is just incredible to me. I own a few watches, and I find myself during the day while working, spending time to just look at my watch, admire it, and feel good about it. And I don't know why, but yeah, I feel like, you know how many women love their bags, their shoes, and they're all excited about them, and you don't understand why? My wife doesn't understand why I'm so crazy about watches. So yeah, they all look the same to her. By far my favorite channel though is Federico Talks Watches. Federico is an American-Italian guy that is a watch dealer, but Federico has some of, and as I progress through the hobby of watches, I see that his views have come up to be reality, and they're most true than anybody else. Everybody else tries to give you a good review, to sell you watches. They have affiliations with watchmakers or they're authorized dealers themselves. Federico sells in the secondary market, and if you see his video from the early stages, like 5 years ago, the guy has been consistent. So I love his views. Yeah, he's just incredible. He tells it how it is. The second channel that I really enjoy lately is Watch Gringa. Watch Gringa is a smaller channel comparing to the other ones, but I mean, almost 23 times my size. Whatever. I mean, she's smaller than the other ones I'm watching, and she's very fresh. And she has a very good point of view. I mean, I really like her. Now, she does have affiliations with Bob's Watches, but if you know that and you know how to filter some information out, she's great. And last but not least is the Watchfinder & Co. Watchfinder has, of course, many affiliations. It's a watch dealer. I think they have affiliations with some of the great LVMH, I think, group is where they are affiliated with. So they have a very good incentive to sell you watches. Every watch, if you see some of their reviews, you want to buy everything they sell. Really, every watch seems better than the previous you watch. So yeah, but still the storytelling, the pictures, the videos, the details that they go into is just incredible. I'm drooling every time I'm watching their videos, really. I love geeking out on science, and Neil deGrasse Tyson with StarTalk is one of my favorite channels. He brings concepts that are so complicated in such a simple form that a 10-year-old can understand. It's just incredible, and it shows that he knows what he's talking about. You can't do that if you don't know what you're talking about. So, incredible channel. Be Smart with Joe Hansen is a really good channel. It's a PBS channel, so it's a public broadcast. But the guy is just incredible. First of all, he is a PhD. Then his storytelling is incredible. I'm sure he has a whole team. It's not like he's doing the whole thing from A to Z. But at the same time, the guy is really, really pleasant to see. So incredible if you want to learn science things. Going to financial channels that I'm watching, and I'm trying to keep away from credit card channels in general. Because since I do have a channel now, I like to keep my views impartial, unaffected from other YouTubers. As you have seen, I'm not following the trend. I'm trying not to do what everybody else is doing. I'm not just giving you a talk and pop up, you know, pictures here or here while I go and make an easy video that takes really 10 minutes to shoot. I go and do the math, I put them down. At least I like to think that I'm putting some extra effort to them. But also, my views are really my views, and they're views based on personal experience. So I'm giving you part of my views and personal experience and not somebody else's. So that's why many times you see when everybody comes up with the same video and they all hop on the train and try to ride the wave of popularity in a subject, I'm typically trying to stay away because I'm trying to think what is the real impact here. Chase, for example, announced some changes lately, and everybody jumped to say, oh, Chase is changing everything and trying to make a video about it. And in the end, you watch the video and you realize the changes are not that dramatic to begin with, and some of them are not even, or all of them were not even confirmed. So there's no point for me to make this kind of videos. I'm sorry. Yeah, and maybe this is why the channel is not growing that much, but I'm just telling you, I'm trying to be very real here. But still, some of the YouTube channels I started watching, and they inspired me to start with my credit card journey and the points journey, and eventually come up with a channel of my own. Is of course Ben Hedges, credit Shifu, as is better known. Incredible guy, really nice guy, good information. One of the oldest channels on the subject. Ask Sabby, the guy, I mean, he was one of my inspiration. Ask Sabby, the guy is always detailed. He has calculators to put your numbers in and have your use case scenario if a credit card makes sense for you or not. He has put some real time and effort. I'm surprised his channel is not even bigger than what it is, which is big enough, I mean, already, but yeah, should be even bigger. Last but not least, Broe. Jake was really my inspiration for this channel. Jake always gave a clear view of how things are. I would watch credit card videos on other channels. He's not doing credit cards anymore. He's more on financials and geopolitics. Jake was really my inspiration. Jake was very detailed. He never got into that popularity video wave like everybody else. He was always very real, and that's where I get my inspiration from, really. Jake, I know you will never see this, but thank you, brother. And let me give you a bonus channel here that I'm not watching really much lately, but for me makes a lot of sense for many people, and it's good as an idea to have in general. It's called the Nomad Capitalist. The Nomad Capitalist is a channel talking about basically how rich people can save on taxes and go wherever they're treated better. That doesn't apply for most of us, but at the same time, as a concept, is a great concept. This is something I talked in the early stages of this channel. As somebody with international background, I can tell you that there are many other places in the world that are equally or more safe than the US. They have equally or better healthcare system than the US, equal or better or more accessible education than the US, and you can get all that for less than half of the cost of living of a big US city. I can tell you, I live in the DC metro area, and here in Washington DC metro, the DMV as we like to call it, is expensive. Guys, I make a very decent salary, but it's just average here. We are going fastly, becoming San Francisco, and I don't know how far this will go, but I struggle to imagine myself getting retirement here. I met people in Costa Rica, for example, from the US, expats. One of the better places that I had breakfast to was owned by a New Yorker. So I asked him how come he was living in Costa Rica. He had 4 kids. He said, what would I do with 4 kids in New York? What kind of lifestyle they would have? Here we own this shop. We go to the beach every day. They go to private school and they have friends. They play outside. It's a completely different story. There's a public healthcare, but it's not great. But the trick here is that when a country has a public healthcare, it means that most locals are not incentivized to get private healthcare, which means that private healthcare is a whole lot cheaper. I can tell you the same thing happens in my native Greece, and because they do have universal healthcare, I have friends that have covered their whole family healthcare wise for $500-600 a year. A year. They cover everything with $600 a year because they don't have to have private insurance. So that is great. That is something to keep in mind, if not for now, maybe for the future, maybe for retirement. I'm just giving you this kind of information. If you want to go check the Nomad Capitalist, please go ahead. It's not for everyone, but it's certainly something to think about. But that's all for today. Let me know what your favorite channels are. What do you geek out with? Thank you so much for watching. Until the next one, ciao.